decided to make a recipe vlog. I'm going to be posting videos of my recipes, and yeah, this is supposed to be from my home to yours, the recipes that I've tried and have worked for me and have come out amazingly and that I just want to share with everybody. So I really hope you enjoy them, and here goes. Alright, this is the recipe for Chewy Molasses Co0kies. I got this recipe from Martha Stewart website, and it's turned out perfectly. So thank you, Martha Stewart. Alright, okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with our kitchen. I've learned from the past that get everything ready beforehand, because the worst thing is like figuring out like, oh, I don't have enough sugar, or oh, I've run out of vanilla, and having to like run to the store mid-baking to like get it. It sucks. So make sure you have everything, make sure it's all out and ready. Make sure that all the things that I need are out. Make sure that your butter is out. It's good for me. I find that my baking comes out, like for cookies and stuff, comes out better when the butter is in the middle of being hard and soft. You don't want it like melted, but you don't want it like rock solid. So bring this out when you're getting all your other stuff out. And I heard also that having eggs at room temperature makes your baking a lot better. So you can try that too. But I like to just get everything out. Get your bowls out. Get your scale. Get your mixers. Make sure you have utensils. And I know that I like to start with a clean, empty sink. So load up that dishwasher. Get your whole surface areas clean and ready to be worked on. So you know, if you have a clean and tidy area, then your mind is clear and baking is not that stressful. So here we go. So here in the bowl I have 2 cups of flour, 1½ teaspoons of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, ½ a teaspoon of nutmeg, and roughly about ½ a teaspoon of salt. I'm using sea salt, so I do use a little bit less because you don't want it to be too overpowering. And so basically, I'm just going to give this a quick whisk up. Just make sure that all the seasonings are fully incorporated into the flour. Okay, just like that. So what I've done here is I have cut up 3/4 cups of butter, just because I think it's better to incorporate it in cubes rather than one big block. It's a lot less messier. And I've just stuck 1 cup of sugar in there. Now I like to beat the butter and the sugar together to kind of make it creamier. So I do this for about 5 minutes. Now, right when it's at this sort of pasty, almost moldable state, you don't want it too wet. We're going to add the egg now. And the egg, you only want to whisk in there for like 30 seconds because you don't want to lose its binding agent. So how I crack an egg, Kirk taught me this, is you have your fingers around it, and you're going to crack right in between these 2 fingers, and then pull it apart with your thumb, and that's how you crack an egg with 1 hand. Don't forget to wash your hands after touching eggs, because you don't want cross-contamination or salmonella or anything like that. Okay, so now the egg is in there, we're going to just whisk it up for another like 30 seconds. Again, don't overmix it. and that's how you want it. I can usually tell from like the ripples that the whisks make. It kind of makes that nice ripply texture on it. So that's great. That's totally done. Now we're going to put a 1/4 cup of molasses in there. Some people like to spray the measuring cup so that it slides right out, but I don't really believe in using sprays and stuff for just little minuscule things like this. I don't mind scraping it out. There you go. Scrape it all out of there. Get that in there. Yummy. Just incorporate that into your butter mixture. Again, make sure you get everything on the side. So that's how it should look right now. So now you want to add our molasses wet mix into our dry flour mix that we made before. Wooden spoons are the best for mixing the wet and the dry. So basically, as you're mixing, you kind of want to fold it in. So in a figure 8, fold it over, then go this way, and fold it over this way. Bring it back, fold it back behind you, forward. So fold it in a figure 8. Make sure you kind of get all that flour out of there. And again, you don't want to overmix this. You do not want to do this with your electric mixer. If you have a good KitchenAid and you want to do it with a dough hook or a paddle, by all means go ahead. But I find that mixing it by hand is better because then you can kind of feel the cookie. You can tell, okay, it's too dry, I need to keep mixing it, or oh, okay, it's done, or whatever. So, I usually stop as soon as I see all the white flour gone. You don't need to mix it any more than that. I find if you overmix it, then it melts the butter and loses its binding agent, and they come out really like flat, oily. So almost there. And now you can kind of see that it looks like cookie dough now. Okay. So that's what the end result that you should have. Just this moldable cookie dough. You don't want to handle it too much with your fingers because, again, you don't want to melt the butter and lose your binding agent. Okay, so I like to use an ice cream scoop. The cookies always come out so nice and round. This is just a small one because I want there to be lots of cookies, but I find that this is a perfect size. I mean, it's a good cookie size. Anyway, so grab some, and we're going to roll it in balls. So whatever, you don't have to level it off or anything. That'll be too small. So just grab whatever you want. Okay, roll it in some granulated sugar. Okay, and then put it on a sheet with some tin foil. Now, you can use like parchment paper, it's probably better, but I don't have any. So I always set up 2 cookie trays because I find that while one is baking, then you can take that out, and while that one's cooling, you can continuously rotate the cookies that way. So I'm going to probably fill this up with like maybe 6 cookies on each. I like to stagger the cookies so they don't melt into each other. You don't want them like this because then these guys will melt into each other. So I usually do it like 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And yeah, just stick them in the oven. Middle rack is fine. Now I took the ginger snaps out of the oven at 12 minutes. Always keep an eye on them after about 6 or 8 minutes. These are ginger snaps, they take 10 to 15. Most cookies take like 8 to 12. So I take them out when cracks have been formed, and inside it doesn't look too wet. There's a little bit of glitter, but it doesn't look too wet. and those are just going to be perfect. Any longer, they would be too hard. Any less, they would not be cooked fully. So I'm going to stick the next batch in and keep rotating them. All right. And here's the end result of the cookies. This is what they should look like. They should be chewy on the inside with a tiny little bit of crisp on the outside. Enjoy!